Welcome! We're excited to share how the City of San Jose is reviewing the updated submittal for the proposed Downtown West mixed-use plan. This presentation provides context for the virtual community meeting that we are hosting on Monday, October 19th at 6:30 p.m. This will be the second community meeting specifically focused on the development review of the Google project. The last meeting was held in December 2019. Since that time, the city has worked with Google to prepare draft design standards and guidelines, as well as a draft environmental impact report. Google has also submitted revised plans and new project details to the city. The new project documents are now available on the project's website for public review and feedback. The proposed project is a culmination of over 2 years of collaboration and community engagement. It builds upon the Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, that the City and Google adopted in December 2018 after a community-driven visioning process. The MOU established our shared goals for development related to social equity, economic development, environmental sustainability, and financial viability. In the MOU, we agreed to negotiate a development agreement which would include a community benefits plan. We want to increase opportunities for the local community and build a new model of urban living and workplace design and development. There are many milestones in the project timeline. After the MOU was executed in 2018, Google submitted the Downtown West mixed-use development proposal in October 2019. This started the development review and environmental review processes. And city staff and the Google team have been working to get to this next milestone of releasing the draft environmental impact report along with the draft design standards and guidelines, as well as infrastructure components of the development proposal. The draft development agreement will be shared in early 2021, which will lead us to public hearings and then final council action in spring 2021. After council action, Google will submit building design and construction documents for review, which will then lead to actual building construction. The MOU reflects the vision for the Diridon area as set forth in the city's general plan and Diridon Station Area Plan, or DSAP. The original DSAP, adopted in 2014, reflected plans that were not realized, like a Major League Baseball stadium. The city is now working to amend the DSAP to incorporate changes that have occurred, such as new building height limits and development capacity. We are preparing an area-wide affordable housing implementation plan to establish strategies for producing and preserving affordable housing. This will build upon the citywide anti-displacement strategy that the City Council approved in September. We are collaborating with our transit agency partners on the Diridon Integrated Station Concept Plan to expand and redesign the transit hub. We are also developing a downtown transportation plan to improve access and mobility and support public life downtown. We are also reviewing other development project applications in the Diridon area, all at various stages. We are coordinating all of these efforts, including the community engagement processes, to address all issues and goals comprehensively. I'll now turn it over to James to walk us through the development review process and how you, the public, can provide feedback.
Hello, my name is James Hahn. I'm the Planning Project Manager and primary contact for the planning entitlement of the Downtown West mixed-use project. Downtown San Jose, including the Diridon Station area, is envisioned as the largest multimodal transit hub on the West Coast. When the city adopted the general plan in 2011 and soon after developed the Diridon Station area plan, the prospects of a barge station, high-speed rail and electrified Caltrain were still in the visionary stage of development. As those visionary transit goals are coming to fruition, the Diridon Station and downtown area have also evolved. No longer including a planned baseball stadium, the station area now includes more high-density residential and office development. While the planning principles have not changed, there is new opportunity with the emergence of the Downtown West proposal and potential building height increases in the area. the opportunity to plan for a more mixed-use, dense, and place-making development has arisen. Together with the forthcoming amendments to the Diridon Station Area Plan, the applicant, who controls approximately 80 acres in the 250-acre Diridon Station area, is presenting a project to help San Jose realize its vision for a new, vibrant, mixed-use neighborhood district. In the following presentations, staff will provide an overview of the development project submittal, and the applicant will provide more in-depth information on the project objectives and development documents. The project was initially submitted on October 10, 2019. After conducting many sessions of community input, Google has updated their application. As this is a unique and significant sized project for the city, staff will provide an overview of the latest application. To view the full application as well as other resources, please visit sanjoseca.gov/Google project. The applicant proposal includes a plan development rezoning, plan development permit, general plan amendments, historic preservation permit, historic landmark boundary amendments, and vesting tentative map to facilitate a project that would be able to develop up to 5,900 units of new housing, up to 7.3 million gross square feet of office space, up to 500,000 gross square feet of active uses, which may include uses such as retail, commercial, and nonprofit uses, up to 300 rooms for hotel use, and up to 800 rooms for limited-term corporate accommodations, up to 100,000 gross square feet of event space, up to 130,000 gross square feet for central utilities plants, up to 100,000 gross square feet logistics warehouse, as well as a customized infrastructure, utility, mobility, and public spaces. The project site is approximately 80 acres and extends approximately 1 mile from north to south and is bounded by Lendon Avenue and the Union Pacific Railroad tracks to the north, North Montgomery Street, Los Gatos Creek, Guadalupe River, State Route 87, South Autumn Street, and Royal Avenue to the east, Ozarez Avenue to the south, and the Caltrain Rail Corridor to the west. The applicant has proposed a sizable development covering approximately 80 acres. It could take 10 or more years to fully build out, and the exact design and use of each building will be further refined during the phases of development. We heard that the initial Downtown West application did not include building designs, focus illustrations, and plans. Therefore, this updated submittal goes in greater details about the process and illustrates of the development of the overall site. Listed on the slide are all the various components of the resubmittal. Similar to other large projects, Downtown West includes a planned development zoning district, which is a customized zoning district. It establishes a general development plan that lays out land use, permit type, development standards, and development capacity. Given the size of the project, additional development standards include circulation, open space, and infrastructure. The Plan Development Permit is the regulatory document that implements the PD zoning and includes more details on the build-out of the project. For this project, it includes a comprehensive set of design standards and guidelines, also shortened to DWDSG. The PD permit further sets the rules that govern the land use, open space, buildings, mobility, sustainability, and lighting and signage. The DWDSG will build on downtown design guidelines and standards adopted in 2019, adding site-specific design controls tailored to the project and cross-referencing the city's downtown design guidelines and standards. Following the entitlement phase, the city would use the DWDSG in the PD permit to conduct design review of individual buildings and site plans. Google would develop specific site plans for buildings in place phases over time as they are ready to construct. Specifically, Google would submit an application for a conformance review to the Planning Division that includes site plans and building design for individual buildings or phases. This conformance review will analyze for completeness and compliance with the PD zoning and PD permit, specifically the Downtown West design standards and guidelines and the general plan. Staff will prepare a staff report and hold a public meeting to hear comments. Therefore, it is important to get your feedback and answer your questions on the Downtown West design standards and guidelines, as this is the primary document that will shape the rules, design, process, and ultimate build-out of the approximately 80 acres over the next decades. As common with any planning entitlement, Downtown West involves reviews by multiple city departments which provide feedback on a project for consistency with local, state, and federal regulations and policies. You'll next hear from some of the departments that are involved.
Hi, this is Vivian Tom, and I'm the Senior Transportation Specialist and Public Works Engineer for the Google development. I'd like to share with you the major utility and infrastructure improvements proposed by this project. For the conveyance of private utilities serving the development, the project proposes underground utility corridors, also known as Utilidors. An Utilidor is an underground tunnel below the existing public utility infrastructure that will include the project's electrical, fiber optic, thermal systems, recycled water distribution, automated waste, and sanitary sewer collections. The Utilidor concept allows for greater energy and water efficiency by consolidating services across different building types. Within the development area, there are existing storm and sanitary sewer deficiencies. The project will be required to construct major storm drain and sanitary sewer improvements to provide the needed capacity for the development area. This project is also proposing to reconstruct the West San Fernando Bridge and provide Los Gatos Creek channel rehabilitation. This will improve creek ecology, increase channel capacity, and reduce overbank flooding during a 100-year flood event.
Hello, I'm Florin Lapustia, and I'm a senior engineer in the Department of Transportation. As part of our department's review process for this project, I'm going to visually highlight the current ongoing city plans and documents being updated and developed near the project site. DOT review ensures that the project coordinates with the transportation goals of these relevant plans, like the Diridon Integrated Extension Concept Plan, otherwise known as DISC, and shown in red on the illustration. Also, the Diridon Station Area Plan Update, otherwise known as the DSAP Update, and shown in green on the illustration. The Downtown Transportation Plan, shown in blue on the illustration, and other plans currently not shown on this depiction, such as the San Jose Access and Mobility Plan. Next, I'm going to highlight our department's goals for the project area as a summary of the roadway network changes. DOT review ensures that the project will extend the street network with attention to safety for all modes of travel. DOT review ensures the project would also improve connectivity between the project site and Diridon Station for all modes of travel, including pedestrians, bicyclists, transit users, and vehicles as well. DOT review ensures that the project will use street designs that prioritize multimodal elements per the city's general plan and complete streets design guidelines and standards. As you can see in this depiction, the project proposes the extension of public streets and new public streets as shown in orange for Cahill and for Lenton, and the project proposes the removal, vacation, and relocation of existing public streets shown in purple and depicted on Montgomery, Delmas, and Cinnabar. For additional information about the roadway network changes, please refer to the Mobility chapter in Section 6 of the Downtown West Design Standards and Guidelines. For additional questions, you'll be able to see my contact email at the end of the next slide.
Hello, my name is Manjeet Benwait with the Department of Public Works. All development projects are subject to Transportation Analysis Review per Council Policy 5-1. The transportation analysis includes the study of vehicle miles traveled, which is the metric for identifying transportation impacts under the environmental review process. In addition, a local transportation analysis was completed, which includes studies such as signalized intersection level of service and queuing adverse effects, bicycle, pedestrian, and transit adverse effects, and neighborhood traffic management. There are three main goals for the Transportation Analysis Review on behalf of the city. These goals include compliance to Council Policy 5-1, that the project implements the city's complete streets design standards to promote walkable, livable, and business supportive environments, and that the project implements strategies to decrease project vehicular trips and supports the downtown transit station through a transportation demand management plan. For additional information for the Downtown West Transportation Analysis, please refer to the Draft Environmental Impact Report appendices. For questions or comments, please contact Vivian Tom for Utilities and Infrastructure, Florin Lapustia, and myself, Manjeet Van White, for the Transportation Analysis Review. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Larissa Sandifort, and I am a planner with the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Neighborhood Services. And I'm going to highlight our department's goals for the area, city and department planning documents relating to open space, and the Downtown West Open Space Plan. So our department's goal for the area is to connect people through parks, recreation, and neighborhood services for an active San Jose and the highly urbanized, high-density Diridon Station area. There are many city documents and plans that relate to open space. Those include San Jose's General Plan, which is Envision 2040, Activate SJ, which is the department's 20-year strategic plan. It has 5 guiding principles to prioritize improvements. Those principles are stewardship, nature, equity and access, identity, and public life. The Los Gatos Creek Trail Master Plan laid out a vision for the trail extending from Los Gatos to downtown San Jose. And more specifically, the Los Gatos Creek Trail Reach 5 Master Plan provided recommended trail alignments and trail guidelines for the section inside the DSOT. So the Downtown West project proposes 15 acres of open space, and that's shown on the image to the right. The open space includes 4 city-dedicated public parks, which amounts to about 4.2 acres. These parks will be owned by the city and are well distributed among the development. The plan also proposes an extension of the Los Gatos Creek Trail, which amounts to about 0.6 acres. The extension will help complete previously incomplete sections of the trail. The remaining 10.2 acres of open space will be privately owned, but largely publicly accessible. And the goal is to have the Conservancy manage all these park spaces, both publicly and privately owned. This will provide consistency in the user experience and quality of the park spaces. For more information about the Open Space Network, including the location of the privately and publicly owned parks, design guidelines and standards, and information about the trail extension, you can refer to Section 4 of the Downtown West Design Standards and Guidelines. And for any other questions, you can always email me. Thanks.
Hello, my name is David Keon, Principal Planner for the city's Environmental Review Team. Pursuant to the California Environmental Quality Act, the city published a draft Environmental Impact Report, or EIR, for the Downtown West project. The draft EIR evaluates the potential impacts of the project on the physical environment from construction and operation, identifies mitigation measures, and analyzes alternatives to the project that would reduce identified impacts. The draft EIR is available for public review and comment for 45 days and can be found via links on the city's website for the project at sanjoseca.gov/Google project. In addition to the requirements of the California Environmental Quality Act, at the applicant's request, the governor certified the project as an Environmental Leadership Development Project under Assembly Bill AB 900. AB 900 is a state program to encourage large development projects that create jobs and meet a high standard of public and environmental benefits by streamlining the judicial review process under the California Environmental Quality Act. The AB 900 program does not affect the requirements for the environmental impact analysis, nor does it reduce the requirements for public engagement under CEQA. In fact, the program comes with enhanced transparency requirements that documents and materials related to the project and the EIR, as part of the administrative record, are regularly posted to a publicly accessible website. This website can be accessed via links via the city's website for the project. That's www.sanjoseca.gov/Google project. The draft EIR is available for public comment from October 7th through November 23rd. The deadline for comments is 5:00 p.m. on November 23rd. Please submit comments by email or mail to Shannon Hill, the Environmental Project Manager, via the contact information on this slide and on the project website. Only written comments will be included in the public record. The City will include the comments received on the draft DEIR along with City responses to those comments in the First Amendment to the draft DEIR. The First Amendment will be posted to the project website prior to the Planning Commission and City Council hearings on the project. Individuals and organizations who commented on the draft DEIR will be notified when the First Amendment is posted.
Hi, my name is Lori Severino, and I'm the Community Engagement Program Manager for the Diridon Station area. There will be multiple opportunities to learn more about the project and share your feedback this fall. So just to summarize, here are the important links for finding the key information discussed in this presentation. First, the updated submittal is available at the City's Google Project website. This includes the project description, plan sets, applications for regulatory changes, and the draft design standards and guidelines. The Environmental Impact Report and associated information on the environmental review process is available at the second link shown here. For all information on the community engagement process and to sign up for email updates, please visit diridonsj.org. You can get to the Zoom link for the community meeting coming up on October 19th through both the Google project page or diridonsj.org. Lastly, at Google's project website, you can sign up for updates and learn about their ongoing community engagement activities. Available on the Google website and at diridonsj.org is the video prepared by Google to describe the design standards and guidelines in detail. So David went over the ways to provide comments on the draft environmental impact report, and these are the multiple ways for community members to provide feedback on the other project documents that are part of the updated submittal. First, there's a feedback form below this video on diridonsj.org for submitting questions and comments. Next, the City is hosting a virtual community meeting on October 19th to hear from community members. In addition to viewing this presentation, we request that you also view Google's video on the design standards and guidelines prior to participating in that meeting. At that meeting, staff will answer common questions received in advance. You can also provide feedback by speaking during the public comment section of a formal meeting when the project is on the agenda. There will also be other public events hosted by the City and its community partners. Specifically, we are planning for about 10 events this fall that will provide a variety of ways to engage with staff and provide feedback on the Downtown West project, as well as the other major projects affecting the Diridon Station area. Several of these will offer live interpretation or be held primarily in Spanish, and the workshop for the Vietnamese community on October 21st will be held in Vietnamese and English. Please visit the Fall 2020 page on the diridonsj.org website for more details on these events and other public meetings on the project. Community input has been critical in shaping this project to date, and this fall is an especially important time for providing feedback on the Downtown West project, as draft documents and project details are now available. City staff will consider the input as they complete their analyses and develop draft recommendations. The next step is writing staff reports and going through the public hearing process, leading up to a final decision by City Council. The target for City Council consideration of the project is spring 2021. So please take a look at the project documents, watch Google's video on the design standards and guidelines, submit your questions and comments online, and attend one of the virtual events. If you have any specific technical questions related to the project information or this presentation, you can also reach out to the department representatives listed here. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this presentation and hope to see you at one of our virtual events. Thank you.